Timer on.
There you go, we're off.
Right, thank you everybody for joining us for the submission subcommittee on the 4th of June. We only have one item in front of us today, and that's the submission to the WAIPÂ District LTP and also their local waters done well. I'll get Dave to start us with the KARAKIA. Thank you, Dave.
No problem. Whakatakati hau ki te uru, whakatakati hau ki te tonga, ki a mā kina kina ki uta, ki mā taratara ki tai. E he aka ana te atakura, he tio, he huka, he hohu, ti hei Māori ora.
Thank you, Dave. Apologies, we have one apology from Jennifer. I'll move that apologies be accepted and a seconder. Thank you, Pamela. All those in favour? Opposed? So carried. Next item, confirmation of the agenda in front of us. If I can have a mover. Thank you, Chris. And the seconder, thank you, Pam. All those in favour? Yes. So carried. Disclosures of interest. Are there any disclosures of interest on the matter that's in front of us today? That's a no. Thank you, Dave. First up, we have the confirmation and receipt of the submission subcommittee meeting on the 21st of May 2025. Thank you, Chris. Happy to second. Thank you, Pamela. All those in favour? So carried. Right, that brings us to our main item of the day, which is the submission to the WAIPÂ District Council's long-term plan and also local water done well. I'll hand over to Jane. Are you going to lead us off? Thank you, Jane.
Yeah. Yes, as noted, two submissions are in front of the subcommittee, both for WAIPÂ District Council. One is on their local waters done well proposal, and the other relates to their long-term plan, which they're preparing to cover 9 years, having deferred. So the water submission is consistent with all other 10 submissions we've made to local councils. So we have retained that message of neutrality and supporting the principles behind councils. The submission in relation to WAIPÅ Council's long-term plan. So through their consultation document, they has not asked for feedback on any cornerstone projects, and they are consulting on specific topics. Instead, what they have asked is feedback on their priorities and principles, which they've been used to prioritise investment. Yes. So through our submission, where Waikato Regional Council has shown support for making resources available on the regional spatial strategy and future-proof. And we've also highlighted the importance of providing and planning for resilient communities. Lifting in the room to speak to that if there are any questions. The submission also encourages funding for biodiversity and biosecurity outcomes and iwi Māori participation.
Thank you, Jane. We'll move to the local waters done well. Are there any questions from councillors around that part of it, the submissions? No. So then the long-term plan piece. Oh.
On the long.
Yep. Do you want to raise that now, Jen? Sorry.
Yeah, on the grant submission, just reading the transport piece, just wondering if we could add a bit more. I did email some points, but just recently. Yeah, just around maintaining that relationship with WAIPÅ councillors to retain that local voice for services. Yeah, so with the regional rating that they supported it. However, yeah, we still need that local input for services. What they actually want for the
Did you email me some particular wording around that? No.
Just something to that. That's fine.
Is it both in relation to RTC as well?
Yeah, so I've
future proof.
put in there with the RTC and the future proof subcommittee as well. So yeah, just about continuing to build those relationships and gain that local voice.
Thanks, Angela. Any other questions or points? I do have one. A bit concerned with the iwi Māori participation piece. I think it's a bit political that WRC acknowledges inclusion of Māori ward councillor. That's obviously coming up in local elections and that sort of thing. Not sure why we've done that. I went back through WAIPÄ's documents they sent out. There's no discussion called for or anything around that. So just wondered why that's in there and where it came from.
That one has come through our tauranga whenua, so it's in response to that Māori ward councillor. I guess just acknowledging support for that. Are there sort of certain things that we should?
Well, I don't think as a region.
I think that what we're saying we're supporting is the initiatives. We're just saying we acknowledge the inclusion of Māori wards.
Happy to, and from my point of view, that happy to support the initiatives. One's their strategic plan, the other one's a cultural piece that they're doing. I just don't see the why we would start to pick sides on something that's coming up as a referendum in front of that council.
How is acknowledging picking a side?
Well, we're acknowledging the inclusion of a Māori ward councillor. So to me, that's our point of view towards WAIPÄ Council, where it hasn't been structured around the council table at all. It hasn't been discussed. We've never done it for any other council on any other submission on any other long-term plan.
Did we include that in like Waikato district or anything?
No.
She didn't, so that I think it's been a matter that's been raised in the consultation documents.
It's
So
not
it's specifically raised in the consultation document?
Yeah, there is discussion.
not in the ones that I've looked at. The two links were in our agenda pack.
I have to check on that point. No, we can confirm that, whether or not there is, my understanding was it was a response to that discussed. And as noted, that it's sort of a discussion document rather than highlighting key proposals. Number of topics that are just touched on.
Should we get, you're saying you've included this on the advice of Tauranga Whenua. Should we get them to comment?
Yes, yeah, we can do that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get someone in the room this afternoon, but we can take that back through.
I'm with
I'm
the chair.
happy,
It's not
I'm
a,
happy that it acknowledges it. It doesn't say we support or oppose, it acknowledges that it was part of the consultation document and that we support the initiatives.
Have you read the consultation document, Pam?
I don't have it in front of me. No.
It was part of our pack. So it nowhere does it mention ward councillors. I've been through both of those consultation documents. The local ward has done well. And the long-term plan one, and it doesn't mention it. It certainly mentions about their strategic plan, understand that, their cultural piece, understand that. As I say, I think we're getting political when we start to acknowledge Māori ward councillors as if we approve. We're not ratepayers of that constituency. It's not, I don't believe it's Waikato Regional Council's job. We haven't done it in any other long-term plan submission, and I don't see the need for it to be in there. I'm happy to
We
put it
bring
to a
up the
vote.
consultation document.
vote, Mr. Chair.
Is there no one from Tauranga Whenua available to speak to this?
We talk about engagement, we talk about supporting their strategic plans, their cultural stuff, etc., etc. I just have issues around the ward councillor piece.
Can you just read out the wording?
So iwi participation point 17. So this is in our actual submission. Oh,
It's 19.
to it, yeah.
Papakainga, we've supported all along through.
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
Things like that. Are you just singling out?
Just the Mary Ward yeah.
Councillor?
I'm neutral on it, but to me, it's a WAIPÄ decision. It shouldn't be something that WRC is raising with them. It's not an
political stance.
It hasn't gone out to the community and asked if they support Mary Wards or not. That's obviously going to come up in the referendum at the coming elections.
Can you bring up you said it was in the consultation document.
Just looking for the discussion of that. Please. Apologies, I don't see discussion specifically of the Māori Ward councillor.
Thank you.
There's nothing in the consultation document. Well, on that basis, I'm happy to support the removal of the inclusion of a Māori Ward councillor.
So would we leave the sentence WRC acknowledges engagement?
Vote with the WAG.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm happy with that, Chris. You're
Yeah.
Just what I can do here.
Stay away from the political part.
I mean, we will be coming back via the director, Tracy May, and myself, obviously, with the pieces around transport. So, but in your hands, David. Only your mother call you David?
Only when I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble.
There's Democracy Dave.
I get called
Look
in.
at that.
Anyway, he does what he's told.
Pasted in the wrong paragraph. Hang on a minute.
Blowing my timing report out there.
Yeah, look, yeah, it's 12 minutes. It's 12 minutes.
Not part of the cunning plan.
Thanks, Angela.
You hold the record, then.
I gotta go down the road. Let's get it done.
So what I've done is I've quickly pasted in that paragraph. Suggested we go take that one away because we don't need that anymore. And I've put a strike through. So it'll say WRC acknowledges engagement with iwi Māori and support for initiatives such as Te Arawai and Papakainga and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And I suppose I should really put that afterwards because we'll make the change and then we check it, right?
Yep.
Are you going to leave Tracy May as one of the reviewers, given she's not here, or should we change it
Is
to?
that an issue?
In the report, we've listed her as being the signatory, a delegated authority. Continue with that process.
Well, I just did that with her, the timing, she's not away for a week or something like that, because I noted it's got to go out by the 9th.
So, and that will be through yourself.
Okay, no, good as gold. So I'm happy to move.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
As opposed? So carried. Thank you very much. That brings us to the end. And Dave, if you can finish us off with a really quick karakia, I'll be second place.
No problem. Unahia mai te uru tapanui, kia wātea, kia māma, ti nāko, ti tinana, ti hininaro. I te ara takatū, koia rā e rongo, e whakairia aki kia runga, kia tina, homi e, hui e,
KARAKIA. Thank you very much. Thank you, councillors, staff.
40 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Dave snap fingers.
Kyle, Dave, you just tossed him a green.
whoever won